Hi, we are today terrified from coronavirus. And we are terrified about three things. One is that the lockdown, the virtual incarnation in the houses, the virtual imprisonment terrify us. And we forget that it is indeed a blessing because in the solitude we are able to discover ourselves. We are able to find new avenues of self expression. But there is a real danger, and nobody is talking about that. I'm not talking about the danger to the human life. There are more than 7 billion people in the world, and if a few hundred million die, it won't change the course of nature. Now, you might consider that I'm being cruel, but I'm being realistic. If I die, or somebody close to me dies, it would hurt either me or my close ones. But as far as the whole world is concerned, as far as the whole universe is concerned, it won't make a difference. But what is really going to happen and what's happening today is that the human dignity is going to suffer badly. It is the human beings, the Homo sapiens, who for the last few centuries have endeavored to build up a democratic system of government are going to suffer. All their efforts to build up a egalitarian society where there is no discrimination would come to an end. I fully agree that the goal has been a democratic setup which has never been achieved. But this coronavirus may be the handy tool in the hands of the ambitious, unscrupulous politicians who can further their own interests. Look what is happening worldwide. Hungary, we have seen for the first time a person coming up as a prime minister who is a virtual reincarnation of Putin. Turkey, Erdogan, Serbia, and in fact, all over the world, the presidents and the premiers are arrogating to themselves the powers of the supreme leader. And the reason is simple that when the people are panicky, when the people are afraid, they want somebody to lead them. It is a sheep who trust the wolves, and the wolves invariably lead them to slaughter. A fear psychosis is created, and as a result, your liberty, your freedom is taken away. In Canada, the Prime Minister was thinking of arrogating himself with the powers which have never been used since Second World War. Luckily, good sense prevailed, and that didn't happen. In India, FIRs have been registered on reasons that are far from satisfactory and would be thrown out in a normal course. But the people are so afraid that they would tolerate any infringement. And not only that, the liberals, the custodians of the human liberty, the people who are humanistic, they are also quiet for the simple reason that they do not want to be considered deviationist. Now look at the other part. Coronavirus is a pandemic, nobody can deny it. It's going to cause deaths, but the death rate is 1.6%. Again, at the cost of being termed an almost cruel, inhuman being, let me say that let's assume that 1.6% of the total world population dies. Would it make a difference? or rather would it be a blessing? If the seniors die, they would be saving the exchequer a healthy amount of money, which they are getting on their Medicare, on their care, on their upkeep, and their pension. But if the children and the youth die, that can be a real disaster. So the effort should be to counteract the attack of the coronavirus as far as the youth and the children are concerned. I was amused when Governor Cuomo of New York said that when the seniors suffer, they will not be provided with ventilators, they'll be reserved for the youth. Okay, I know people considered him to be a madcap. I do not have a high opinion of Governor Cuomo, but here he was right. Effort should be taken to ensure that the budding citizens do not suffer. Not that the old people who had their innings. We people had our innings and we had played them to the best of our ability. So why regret saying goodbye? The reason that the politicians always say the seniors should be protected is that they consider the seniors to be vulnerable class who, if they are taken care of, will vote them in power. As a matter of fact, this coronavirus is no worse than what was SARS a couple of years back, H1N1, mad cow, mad chicken, and so on. Every couple of years, we have a pandemic. The first pandemic was the Spanish flu, which killed 80,000 people at that time when the population was 5 billion. Today, the population is 7 plus billion. In Spanish flu, the death rate was 7.8%. Today, the death rate in coronavirus is 1.6%. So, why are we afraid? Don't you think that a gradual, systematic build-up is being there and is being projected to terrify us? And as I always say, fear is the black godmother of all damnable things. So the creeping in of dictatorship is the real danger of coronavirus. The real danger is not coronavirus by itself. It is destroying the economy. Let's not forget that. The IMF chair very clearly said that we are already in recession and then this recession is going to be worse than 2009. So the one side the economy is being spoiled, on the other side people are being terrified and put in the cages. Homes are no more better than cages and they are not being allowed to come out. The whole retail business, except that of the necessity of life, is destroyed. The transportation system is destroyed. The hospitality sector is destroyed. The aviation industry is destroyed. The exports of all goods are being destroyed.